Welcome to the Eaton UltraShift Driver's Training presentation. Please note that what we don't cover in this video, you'll find detailed in your driver's instruction manual. We recommend you read through the manual before you drive the UltraShift. This video is to be used as a reference for vehicles equipped with the UltraShift transmission only. This includes all models equipped with a DM clutch. In this video, we'll be looking at starting operation, mode usage, launching, and shutdown procedures. Let's begin with the basics. There are two key components in the cab: a shifter to select different operating modes, and a gear display, which will display the gear or operating mode you're in and the gear you're moving to. Eaton offers two shifters, a lever and a push button. Regardless of the configuration, the shifter has 5 operating modes: reverse, neutral, drive, manual, and low. There are also up and down buttons and a service light. Different OEMs may provide their own shifters and displays, but most of their functions are the same. If you're not using Eaton designed components, just be sure to refer to your vehicle manual for instructions on the location and use of your shift control. Okay, let's take a look at startup procedures. First, make sure the shifter is in neutral. Put your foot on the brake before starting the engine. Next, turn the key to the on position. At power up, the UltraShift will go through a self-test. You'll notice that the service light comes on and goes off, and the gear display shows a solid N, indicating that you're in neutral. If the service light remains lit or the gear display shows a dash, this indicates that neutral is not confirmed, and the engine will not start. Assuming you've achieved normal power up with a solid N in the gear display, just start the engine. Now, let's take a look at UltraShift's driving modes. Reverse mode allows reverse motion in multiple gear ratios, depending on the transmission models. Neutral is your starting mode and no gears are selected. In drive mode, all shifting decisions are made by the transmission controller. Manual mode allows you to make all shift decisions from starting to motion. Low mode is the lowest available gear. When stationary, low mode will provide the driver with the lowest possible forward gear and hold that gear. When moving, low mode can be used to maximize engine brake efficiency. All downshifts will occur at the highest possible engine RPM. The upshift and downshift buttons can only be used in drive, reverse, and manual modes. Selecting the up or down arrows allows you to determine initial gear selection or shift schedule. All right, now it's time to launch the vehicle. First, apply your service brake. This is important because just like your own personal car, if the UltraShift doesn't register brake input, you won't be able to get into your initial starting gear. Now, with your foot still on the brake, release the vehicle parking brakes and then select a mode. The process of selecting a starting gear is the same whether you select reverse, drive, manual, or low mode. Apply your service brake and release the parking brake and then select a mode. The gear display will flash the gear you're going to. Once the gear is engaged, the display will become solid. To continue to launch, apply the throttle. If you selected drive or manual, you'll be able to select different starting gears using the up and down arrow buttons, depending on how your vehicle is programmed. Next, let's take a look at the procedures for shutting down your vehicle. Regardless of whether you're shutting down the vehicle or parked with the engine idling, be sure to select neutral. Verify the display is solid N, then set the parking brake and turn off the key. It's very important that you do not power down in gear. This could torque lock your system. After the key is turned off, you may hear the transmission make shifting noises for about 20 seconds. This is the normal calibration routine for the UltraShift. Finally, here are a few important do's and don'ts when operating the UltraShift. Do use the service brake to hold the vehicle on grades, and if necessary, use the two-pedal approach to aid in launching on a grade. If necessary in some cases, do use the two-pedal approach to back the vehicle in a controlled motion. Always shut down in neutral mode. Here are a few critical don'ts to avoid transmission damage. Don't slip the clutch or use the throttle to hold the vehicle on grades. Doing so may excessively heat the clutch, causing permanent damage. If you have overheated the clutch, a CA will flash in the gear display and a tone will sound. It's important to note that throttle control may be taken away from the driver if the clutch temperature is too high. Do not continue operation until the CA is removed from the gear display and the tone no longer sounds. This will allow time for the clutch to cool. Don't shut down in gear, as it may cause the transmission to become torque locked. That's it. Again, for more detailed information, please refer to your driver's instruction manual. Thanks for watching.